Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I of course am Brendan Picante. Ding! That's for you old school viewers. And today I want to talk to you about what's inside a super hot pepper, which you probably got from the title of the video. Anyway, we all know that super hot peppers are extremely hot. A super hot pepper, super hot is vernacular of course for chili peppers that test higher than 1 million on the scale on average. Like there's some that have tested under like 800,000 and things like that. But like generally speaking, 1 million and up. Ghost pepper and 7-pot primo and 7-pot douglas and I don't know, like bubblegum 7-pot, a lot of 7-pots, Trinidad scorpion, Moruga scorpion. Anyway, what do I mean by what's inside a super hot? So I'm going to show you with some props, actual pods I have at the house, and I want you to see, in real time what I'm talking about. But as you know, or you should know, all the heat from a chili pepper is not in the seeds. It's in the placental or ribs or pith or membrane, whatever you want to call it. But it's in the placental walls inside. It's the white stuff. And actually, if you open up a jalapeno, for example, you can see like an orange vein in there that's actually, you can physically see capsaicin. It's pretty cool. And so that's what makes peppers hot. In 2015, researchers at the New Mexico State University Chile Pepper Institute. What is the Chile Pepper Institute? As a matter of fact, I have a video all about that, and its link is in the doobly-doo down below. Please check that out. It's awesome. It's got a special guest star, as it were, from the Chile Pepper Institute, and it's one of my favorite things I've ever done. Discovered while they were out picking boot jalokia pods, which is fancy for ghost pepper. They discovered while they were out that the inside of that pod shined a little differently in the sunlight than they had originally seen in any other pod. And so it led them to wonder maybe the heat source in super hots comes differently. They were curious. And so what they did, they published a paper about it in June of 2015. And of course I have a copy. Why wouldn't I? I'm Brendan Picante, for the love of God. And because I can't remember all these polysyllabic words without having to read them, it's called Novel Formation of Ectopic Capsaicinoid Secreting Vesicles on Fruit Walls Explains the Morphological Mechanism for Superhot Chili Peppers. How about Unique Placement of Capsaicinoid Glands Explains Why Superhots Are Insanely Hot. And so what they found is instead of the placental wall having all the capsaicin and the inside of the flesh having none, the entire inside of super hot peppers is completely covered in capsaicin glands. And they photographed it using fluorescence. So when I tell people, if you want to taste the pepper or chili pepper and not get any of the heat or as little heat as possible, for example, take a habanero, cut the top off. So you kind of like have a little bowl, cut the top off. That part of your knife blade is going to have capsaicin oil on it. So moving down the blade, look into the habanero and you can see the white pith. You can see the ribs, you can see the lobes of the fruit. Cut down the side, avoiding the pith, using the part of your knife with no oil now, and taste that piece of habanero. You're going to get little to no heat, and you can actually taste what the pod tastes like. I use habanero, but any pepper that has heat that isn't a super hot, because of the way the morphological mechanism of super hots, you actually can't do that. You can't cut a piece off and taste it without the heat. So I just think that's super interesting. A lot of other growers or chili heads might be like, well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how that works. They're called super hots. But to see it and like physically see it is, I think, fascinating. And so from here, I'm going to go home, and I've got a 7-pot douglas and a strange, some strange weird hot pepper I got at the farmer's market. I don't know what it is. It's really good. I don't really care for pepper ID most of the time. It doesn't really matter as long as I like it. But it's so unique, I kind of want to know. So if you know what it is, let me know. But I'm going to cut them open and show you what I mean, because this is super cool looking. So let's go. Alrighty, and I am now in my kitchen. I am going to show you using one of these 7-pot douglas And what else do I got here? I wanted to show, I was going to compare it with this weird thing I told you about, but I'll use one of these to show you what I meant between the difference between the inside of a super hot versus a not so super hot. So I'm going to turn the camera onto my cutting board with one hand. This is going to be dangerous. So if I cut myself, you'll see it here first. Anyway, I'm going to go to the cutting board and show you what I mean. Let's go. Okay, so here I've got 7-pot Douglas. My lighting is kind of terrible. Look at that thing though, my God. And I have whatever this is. I got this at the farmer's market. It's got a okay kick. I don't know what it is. It could be a Peter Pepper, except these are like, bigger than any Peter Pepper I've ever seen. But I don't know, whatever they are, they're weird. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so inside this pod, you can see the white placenta and then no placenta in here and in here. But you can see the white here, the white here. You can see where the placenta is and isn't. And you can actually see this line right here is a different shade of yellow. That is capsaicin. You can physically see it, which I actually think is really cool. Those are capsaicin vesicles. That's why they're darker orange. You can see that in a lot of chilies. But so as you can see, the placenta is where the heat is, and then there's no placenta on the sides. Now, our little friend, the Douglas, has a different story to tell. As you can see, the entire inside is covered in placental tissue. Those are capsaicin glands everywhere on that thing. There's not a piece of it that doesn't have oil of some kind. Yeah. So it's just, while it seems obvious, you know what I mean, the difference between what makes those placental walls clear as day and these destructive as day is very, very obvious. So, yeah, that's that. I had a friend of mine, Chris, when I bought the Douglas and posted them, he's like, "Are you going to try some of that on video?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to do that." But it doesn't look like much, but if you know anything about the 7-pot Douglas, you'll know that's much. I'll do something for you, Chris. Just a second. All right. This is that piece of Douglas. So, Chris, this is for you. Thanks. That's delicious. That's delicious. That was really delicious. Why is it not rocking my world right now? Hold on, I'll have a little more. Doesn't look like much. I don't know if you can see it. But that was really good. Oh, okay, that now it kind of hurts. Okay, there's the heat. See, you just gotta shut up sometimes, Brendan. Ow. Sorry I didn't open the jalapeno or the habanero. It's in my ears. It was a lot harder to cut peppers one-handed and film. It hurts to talk. Oh, That's for you, Chris. That's all I got for you. I just wanted to show you the inside of a super hot. Yeah, I'll have more videos coming up soon. So be well, inspire to perspire, and have a lovely however long it is till I see you next. Take it easy.